Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Today I've got the last of our Christmas card series for you. This is our painted Christmas Stamp-A-Stack, and we do have class packets in the Kitchen Table Stamper store while supplies last. kitchentablestamper.com/shop. You can check out and see if we have the class packet left for you. My goal is to help you wrap it up for the holidays, wrap it up for Christmas, and get it done fast. This Stamp-A-Stack is a breeze. Doesn't look like it, does it? It's gorgeous. Your friends and family are gonna be super impressed with these cards. We're gonna make this Love and Joy version in video number 2. The Stamp-A-Stack packet makes 4 of this layout. We're gonna make this Friends Like You Make This Season Special in video number 3 of this series. This Stamp-A-Stack makes 1 of this design. And right now, let's get to work on Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. And this Stamp-A-Stack makes 4 of this design. This Stamp-A-Stack is Wonder Recipe number 14. So let's grab our cutting diagram. We're gonna modify it just slightly, and that we are not going to cut this piece, this 4x2 piece, into 2 separate 4x1 pieces. So it's a little bit modified, Wonder Recipe number 14. Around Kitchen Table Stamper, we say crafty girls do what they want. So we're gonna modify Wonder Recipe 14 just a bit. I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer and 4 6x6 designer series papers. This is from the Painted Christmas designer series paper collection. We just picked 4 patterns that we like, and we're gonna get cutting. Now, this one has got a slightly directional pattern, and I want my 4x3 pieces to run vertically. So I'm gonna put that one on top and cut at 4, and then rotate, cut by 3. And I'm gonna drop those right into the cutting diagram. Then we're gonna cut off 2 inches, and we're gonna stop there and drop that 4x2 in the cutting diagram and this 2x2s. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with our other paper. And this one is going to be pretty well not directional. So let's go ahead and just cut this one the same way. Now we've got our pieces for all 9 cards, but for this particular design, we just need 1 of each of these 3x4 pieces. So let's set this aside for the next 2 videos. All right, in your packet, you're gonna have cards of multiple colors, and we do the die cutting and punching for you. So for this design, you'll have 2 garden green, 1 evening evergreen, and 1 real red. And then you'll have a mix and match variety of this swoopy square. This is the Label Me Lovely punch. And we punched them ahead for you if you get the kit using the same colors as the card bases, but we'll mix and match them. So evening evergreen will get real red, garden green will get evening evergreen, and real red will get garden green. So we're just gonna mix and match the colors throughout this Stamp-A-Stack. Let's go ahead and do for all of our card bases, let's stamp the greeting on the label. And the label is cut for you if you got the kit ahead of time using the Seasonal Labels die set. It's this smallest scallop end label. We cut those from Basic White. We'll need 4 Basic White labels. Our greeting, Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, is from my favorite new holiday greeting set, Christmas to Remember. I love this font. It's whimsical without being silly, and it's very clean and easy to read. Love this stamp set. We're gonna stamp it in a mix of match color fashion too. So I've got real red, evening evergreen, and garden green. All right, so to mix and match our greeting colors, just like we did our labels, I'm gonna do Have a Holly Jolly Christmas, 2 red, 1 evergreen, and 1 garden green. Just use my chamois and switch colors. And now the greens. All right, greetings are done. In your kit, you'll have 7 half sheets of basic white cardstock. Some of them are going to be to line your cards however you want. I took some of them and cut this pierced scallop rectangle using the scallop contours dies to line each card, and then with the remaining sheets you're going to stamp your greenery. The Christmas season stamp set is photopolymer, so we need a Stampin' Pierce mat, and we're going to make 4 copies of this card that uses all the same greenery. So I went ahead before the video and I made 3 of everything we're using. We're just going to make 1 in the video. I'm going to bring in some pear pizzazz. We're going to stamp the Leafy Greenery. I've got the details here. I'm going to stamp off and then stamp the details or the shadow. And then same with the leaf. I'm going to stamp off the pear pizzazz and then stamp my leaves. I find it's easier to bring the leaf over the details instead of add the details to the leaf. Isn't that beautiful? Now Evening Evergreen for our other sprig. Need some berries. I'm gonna do those with real red. We need 2 of those for each card. Holly is the same way as our greenery. We're going to do garden green for the details. And we want to stamp off. And then same thing for the leaf. We're going to bring the leaf to the details, pear pizzazz, and we'll stamp off. So pretty. Let's die cut these. I'm going to get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now for this Stamp-A-Stack, you'll want to do all your greenery for all 9 cards all at one time. That's not practical for the video series. I went ahead and did all the greenery for 3 copies of this card. And we're going to cut this one out right now. And then I'll do the same thing with the next card. But when you're stamping a stack, you want to do the whole bunch all at one time. The Seasonal Labels dies has not only the labels that we used, but also all the dies to cut out the greenery. So we're going to go ahead and pick our little dies. And I purchased 2 of this set with the hopes that, and it turns out that it is going to carry over into the next catalog, which is awesome because I love the labels. Got 2 of each label, which makes mass producing easy. But I've also got 2 of each of the outlines too, so I can get everything for this one card in one pass. All right, we've got our paper in the machine. Let's line up the dies, give it a crank. I use a little low tack tape. Lots of different washi tapes left over from other projects. All right, there they are. We're going to emboss next. So I'm just going to leave this off to the side, and each of my card bases is embossed with either the Merry Melody or the Hammered Metal embossing folder. We don't emboss for you when you do Stamp-A-Stacks with us. It'd be hundreds and hundreds of cards, but we do like to show you. You could use a stamp in your background. You can use whatever folder you have and you like. So here's the Hammered Metal. I think it looks kind of like crackled glass. And here's the Merry Melody. Let's see if it shows any better on the lighter color cardstock. We're gonna do just one, this real red one, but you would do your whole Stamp-A-Stack all at once. Got my Merry Melody folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. We're gonna pop our card front in. It's a sheet music, so I have to make sure that it's right side up. All right, to get it right side up on the front of the card, you want your Stampin' Up logo upside down. And there we go. So we're gonna pop that on number 1. Pop that in the machine. Number 4 on the top. And we'll give it a roll. Make sure that the edges of your folder are clear of the machine. You don't want to grate the fold off your folder. All right, there we go. And we've got our little treble clefs upside down, or right side up. So, very important little detail. Let's go ahead and adhere designer series paper to each of our cards. We've done each of the 4 cards with the Merry Melody embossing folder. All right, so we've got our card bases ready to go, our designer series paper. You can mix and match however you like. We're gonna just add 1 3x4 piece, and we're gonna put it in the center of the card. We'll do that for all 4 cards in this design. I like the way the originals turned out, so I'm just copying them. Of course, you can mix and match. And if you do mix and match, I want you to share your Stamp-A-Stack on the craft social. Show me what papers you chose for your wonder recipe, because the whole stack is coordinated and mix and matchable. So please share and do what you want, what makes you feel creative and what's pleasing to you. All right, 1 more in the center here, and this last one. And now all of our labels and swoopy squares need to be attached with dimensionals. Just gonna put 1 or 2 small little pieces right in the center, because when we arrange the greenery, we're gonna tuck them in between the label and the swoopy square. So just a little bit of adhesive in the center. And center it top to bottom, right to left. It's so pretty. All right. Now we can adhere this to the card using liquid glue. And the same thing for the other 3 copies. We've already put these together with the dimensionals. All right, now let's go back to our example and our die cutting. Here's the ones that we did. And by the magic of television now, I have 2 of my little leaf. I didn't count as 2 of them, but there was 1 in my envelope. One of my little helpers prepared me for it. So we've got 2 of the evergreen sprig, 1 of the pear pizzazz, garden green sprig, the holly leaves, and 2 sets of berries. And we're gonna arrange it. It's like arranging flowers. We're gonna add some dimensionals to the back of our pieces and tuck them in between the labels. And just make a pleasing arrangement. I like to use little bits of dimensionals and sometimes a little multi-purpose liquid glue where it's going to slide underneath of a design. Got a little bit on the back of the evergreen dimensional and then a dot of liquid glue on the stem. We're going to put 1 up from our label and 1 kind of out the side from our label. I like an odd number of berries, so I'm going to take 1 and put a little bit of dimensional on that last berry off the edge. We're going to use 4 from this sprig, but some of it's going to go over our label, so just a little bit. 1 all the way to the end, a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to use a combination of the 2 glues so that it sticks on different levels. Since the label's already up on dimensionals, we can just add the little liquid glue on the edge of the berries. And then that last berry has a little support of dimensional. Now this one we're going to modify. We're going to change it from a 4-berry cluster to a 3-berry cluster. And just trim that off. Little dimensional at the end. A little bit of liquid glue, just a touch. And we can add, oh, let's get the holly leaves in there first because the berries are going to stick to the holly. Little dimensional. That's the bigger leaf, and a little dimensional on the littler leaf, and our 3 berries. Almost ready for our embellishments. And the packet comes with a 1/4 of a spool of sheer raw red ribbon and 40 pieces of these wonderful gems. We're going to embellish with the gems and the ribbon. So I'm back with some sheer red ribbon and mini glue dots. And I've already done 3 of the 4 bows that we need for this design. So I'm going to just pop them right on a glue dot, and they can chill right there until we're ready to embellish all the cards. Let's tie our last bow. Tie right off the card, leave the lead and tie, and then finesse. Then when you're done and you cut away, you'll have no waste on one side, and you can cut right away from the spool on the other side. And all we have to do on the other side is correct the angle, and that's all the ribbon that we'll throw away. So tying from the lead is a really good way to get the most out of your ribbons. All right, we're going to pop a mini glue dot on this one. And put it right down at the bottom of our label. Don't cover your greeting. And I've got the wonderful gems, and take your pick tool. I'm just going to add 2 of these clear ones. They've got beautiful gold glitter in them. A big one and a small one right on the edge of the label. Now let's finish up other copies of our card. And of course you can mix and match. So this one, we're going to do the red glittery gems. And there we are. There's the first 4 cards in our painted Christmas Stamp-A-Stack. Have a holly jolly Christmas. I hope you're having fun. I can't wait to see you in video number 2, where we'll make the next design, Love and Joy Come to You, and May It Last the Whole Year Through. That'll be video number 2 in the series. If you've got any questions about the Stamp-A-Stack, email marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. To see if there are class packets available, buzz over to kitchentablestamper.com/shop. Filter on the right-hand side for class packets. We have packets available while supplies last. Let me help you wrap it up for Christmas. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in video number 2.